All right, continuing our spirited thoughts. So yeah, a lot of fun thoughts to unravel. All right, funny thought. Am I the only millennial I know who don't have that stupid what's that called? Hydro flask thing? It's like, yeah, you use water bottle, just use a water fountain because it's so unhygienic. I'm like, yeah, you're not gonna die. I think right now it looks like the biggest scam is water purified alkaline. I'm like, anybody who drink alkaline water, I'm like, is you dumb? Like, I was talking to a guy, it's like, yeah, I look at the water report, the tub water, it's like something alkaline. It's like, it's more base. And then he just like looking at me like expecting a response, and I just like stared at him like like doe-eyed. I'm just like blink 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 blink. I'm like, I don't even know what that means. So actually a funny thing I actually discovered is it actually tends to be really smart people who get suckered by the stupidest things. I think it's called scientism via Nassim Taleb. Is that like when you over like pseudoscientificize things, you become kind of a dummy. So for example, like people who study, their PhD in biology, right? Like scientists, cool scientists. Ciencia, science just means knowledge. Scientific method. People who talk about calories in, calories out. So I just burned 700 calories. I'm like, I don't even say anything anymore. I'm like, is you dumb? Good morning. I'm like, is you dumb? So like, for example, okay, so let's do a thought experiment, right? So let's say you burn 2,000 calories a day, your basal metabolic rate, right? And then let's do two thought experiments. One, you clone yourself, there's two of you, right? And then one of you is just fed a 2,000, actually no, let's do it better then. Is fed, let's say, 1,500 calories of Twinkies, and the other individual is fed 1,500 calories of either a bone marrow or a ribeye steak. And then let's say we'll just do this for a week, right? You do this for a week, and then both do the same exercise, whatever, lift weights or go on nice walks. What is the physiology and the hormonal response going to be at the end of the week for both individuals? So I surmise, oh yeah, but you eat 1,500 calories of Twinkies a day versus the 2,000 a day limit. You're still going to get fat. Why? Because the reason you get fat is a metabolic hormonal disease. It ain't like a calorie deficit order thing. So it's easy to think of the human body like a gasoline truck. It's like you put in the gasoline and then you burn the gasoline. You got burned calories. I'm like, anyone who says burn calories, I'm like, you people's is lack critical thinking. I don't even call people stupid no more. I'm like, that's not or even calling people dumb. It's kind of a pejorative that's not really like productive. It's better to say just critical, uncritical. Yeah, so even often biologists, scientists get suckered by this. I'm just gonna track all my calories. I'm like, just use thought experiments. Thought experiments are super, super obvious. So actually my personal theory is we gotta rather think about the whole thing, like think about disease, think about metabolic disease. So either men or women who are, my sense is like, just based on what I see, like maybe 90% of society is over fat. People say overweight, but once again, weight is not useful because let's say you take a NFL, linebacker, right? And he's like 200 pounds, let's say 6 foot tall, let's say. He's technically overweight, but he's got like a demigod, like 12 pack and muscles bulging out of his brains, right? he's technically overweight. Does he need to lose weight? No. Do you know what's the easiest way to lose weight? Easy, just chop off an arm. Chop off a leg, you don't need it. You just need one leg. Get rid of a kidney. You just like lost 5 pounds, right? The Taleb calls this the beta procrustes, is that like people try to castrate themselves, or they cut themselves in order to fit the bed or the mold, rather than measuring and creating a bed that fits them. So for example, let's say you're 4 feet tall, let's say you're a dwarf, or whatever politically correct term you want to do. What do we call it? Dwarves now? I don't think people call it, you're not allowed to say midget no more, right? Oh, another fun fact too. Apparently Napoleon wasn't actually that short. I learned this from ChatGPTs. People like, I learned more from TikTok than I learned. I'm like, is you dumb? Actually, I learned more from ChatGPTs than I learned from college. Actually, no. College is still useful for two things. One, to broaden your social circle in terms of social mobilities, and the second one is, find your future spouse. It seems I'm so lucky. Me and Cindy met as undergrads. I never had to do no online datings. If I was still a single solo bachelor today, I have no idea what I'd do. I'd probably be some sort of degenerate tech bum somewhere in the Bahamas or something. Who knows? Alas, and actually, it's actually kind of sad to be like a little bit older and single and lonely. I'm like, it's kind of, I don't know, like obviously to each their own, but maybe you're interested. I think everyone should have at least get married and have at least one kid. I mean, you don't have to get married. You could do civil union or girlfriend, boyfriend. Don't really matter. Just have at least one kid. Thank me later for it. It's actually funny too, because like all my fellow street talk friends, we's all growing up. No more millennialisms. Just traveling to Japan. We're using our money to have kids. And the funny thing too is people are like, oh, you God, need so much money to make a kid. I'm like, no, okay, so there's a group that Cindy joined called the Buy Nothing group. It's on Facebook. And we literally like never had to buy nothing for Sen. Like ever. The only thing we bought on Amazon is like diapers. And also another pro tip for new parents, buy the Pampers, don't buy this cheap shit. You'll thank me later for it. The poop explosions. Oh, also when you go on long drives, double diaper, because sometimes the diaper. Pampers is good. The overnights are good. Just pay the extra monies. And actually, training underwear. So I started early potty training Sen when he was like 5 months old. I think we inherited this like IKEA baby potty thing, and it was like my passion project. I'm like, he's gonna be the world's first, quickest potty trained kid of all time. And now he's 2 years, 10 months old. He could, this is such a flex. He could go to the bathroom himself. He goes to the bathroom. He climbs up the toilet seat. And then the secret is you have them face towards the flusher, towards the, so not the standard way we adults do it the opposite way. And they could brace themselves. And as a consequence, he could pee himself that way. He could poop himself that way. Also, after your kid poops, just put them in the bathtub and just use water to rinse them off. Much more hygienic than using wipes, and easier. Anyways, alas, do that. And also in the early days, number one pro tip, once they start eating quote pseudo solids, don't feed them yogurt, which is just sugar. Bone marrow. So what you could do is you could just straight up go to the market or the hippie market or whatever and ask them for a bone marrow or look for a bone marrow, and you could just you could either just roast in the oven or you could just put in an air fryer 400 degrees for like 10-15 minutes, or you can get beef shank, just cut off the meat and put in the bones, and then scoop out the bone marrow, and you could feed it to your kid. In the early days, Sen he ate that like it was like it was chocolate cake, and gave him the crazy gains. And I got the idea from Achilles. Achilles, when he was a child, is Chiron the centaur, his tutor. yeah, that's like all he fed him. So if it's good enough for a Greek demigod, it could be good enough for your kid. And also think, right? Not a choking hazard, blah, 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 blahs. And the people are like, yeah, but doesn't it have too much fat? And once again, 99% of people have no idea. It's like it's funny too, because like, you know, also the reason, don't trust effective altruists. Just read the Going Infinite by Michael Lewis. Essentially, the EA folks are the ones who are destroying the world and caused the FTX meltdown. Don't trust Bill Gates. Because the people are like, oh yeah, don't eat meat, it's bad for the planet. Or like, whatever, red meat, whatever. I'm like, how about bone marrow? ... Yeah, but in moderation. I'm like, you finna give your kid cocaine in moderation? Nope. You gonna take heroin in moderation? Nope. So, yeah, but obviously that's true. I'm like, I just disproved your argument, right? It's like, you eat Twinkies in moderation, you smoke in moderation? Nope. Yeah, I think, sugar is gonna be the next smoking. Yeah, anyone who says anything in moderation, it's, not good. We gotta barbell it, all or nothing. So like, for example, in terms of food, either fast or just go ham. So that's why I don't eat breakfast or lunch, only dinner. And when I break my fast, for me, every day is Ramadan. In terms of what time to eat, simple thought. You just eat after the sun goes down, Ramadan style. And when I break my fast, try to eat like 4 to 5 pounds of beef, beef steak, organ meats. Good morning. The hierarchy. On top is beef, organ meats, innards. Just look at how carnivores, like a wolf when it kills its prey, what do they eat? No, they don't eat the white chicken breast. Red meat is only good meat because it has iron in it, right? So beef liver, beef heart, beef kidney, beef intestines, large and small is both good. Bone marrow, tripe is good. I like lengua, the beef tongue. I think essentially organ meats are supreme. I would actually rate an organ meat is 1,000 times more nutritious, filling, and more steroid-esque than flesh meats. And then otherwise, flesh meats is kind of like the things that I like. Beef neck bone is good. At Costco, there's a really good leg lamb roast. Just slice it thinly, just fry it on the pad, add some salt and pepper, use good. Actually the funny thing too is like, after eating all these foods, right? Super duper simple. Easiest and the best seasoning, just like salt and pepper. That's like literally all you need. It's super easy. Also, recently at Trader Joe's, we got this like Chipotle hot sauce with garlic in it from Gilroy's. Super, super good. Just douse your food with that. So that's good. Actually, even if you want beef liver, beef innards, whenever you go to Whole Foods, I don't think Erewhon has it, but in the frozen aisle, there's a freezer. Yeah, they sell, I forget the brand, but they sell like the beef liver and stuff. Or if you just go to the local Mexican market, always get beef liver. Like, I have a thought. If you had 100% beef liver diet, 100% organ meat diet, essentially you'll become a Greek demigod. Eric Kim goals. Olive colored skin is the best. Another funny thought is just like, sometimes like you look at somebody's like, do they have plastic surgery? They not have plastic surgery. They have a boob job. They not have a boob job. They have a butt job. I guess that's the thing now too. Or like you look at guys, has he had Botox? Has he not had Botox? Or are they on the juice or not? If you got to think about it, probably the answer is yes. And also like the more critical thing to consider is, okay, if this is true, ... does it matter? Is a more critical thought, right? yeah, so once you become a Bitcoin chain leak trillionaires, then what? Then I think actually my happy thought is it all becomes so much more fun and simple, is that we could just have more funsies with it. Yeah, so it seems like a kind of a fun thought. People doing some off-the-grid artworks. These are good ideas. Oh wow, cool. Yeah. So, how to become successful and distinguish yourself. So in today's short world, everybody is trying to distinguish themselves and make themselves different. This is very simple. It's all via negativa, which means the best way to distinguish yourself is the best way to distinguish yourself is oh, it's funny. I see homeless people sleeping here all the time because you got a vent. It's nice and cozy here. Yeah, like someone told me, it's like homeless people is the future, because like if you're homeless, you can survive outside in the elements. Just become like an elite homeless person. Like, what would an elite homeless person look like? You only wear down, merino wool, cashmere, sheep's wool, lamb's wool, fleece, etc. And just walking all day. I bet you that's going to be the next Balenciaga campaign, is to like, you have a Gucci shopping cart. Yo, that's going to be my American vision. Just create a Supreme shopping cart, look like a homeless people, just take a piss take. And actually, good morning. So actually, that's the funny thing, is that fashion is just a piss take at everything. It's always like, how much can you get away with? Is the thought. So yeah, just become the ultimate troll, have fun with it, and don't take it too seriously. Don't be so serious.